Well, I'm just wondering if he's a chocolatier in the books because
chocolatier?
Josh
Well,
is like, how the hell does he become a chocolatier?
He owns a chocolate. Please, let's straighten this out. He owns a chocolate factory. Who knows if he makes chocolate?
But that's the premise of the new movie.
Milton Hershey, that guy made chocolate.
Yeah, but that's what they're suggesting in the new movie is that Willy Wonka is a chocolatier. Like he has these secret recipes that are very
he goes
special.
and gets the recipes from the Oompa Loompas.
And I'd love to be proven that he's a chocolatier when I see this new film that will be released December, whatever it is.
All right, but we understand that it's not like a documentary, right? Like this is all make believe. So I don't understand how you're challenging.
I get it.
You're challenging the reality.
Somebody's got to understand. Somebody's got to understand what I'm trying to say.
This guy.
How dare he be a chocolatier? There's no way. Where are his qualifications? I've never seen it.
Never seen him get sugar cane.
I've seen the other movies.
Cocoa leaves.
Never seen any qualifications.
I've never seen him pick a
anything.
cocoa bean in my life.
Episode 61.
Damn.
Really getting up there. We're climbing, although we took a month off. So here we are.
Number didn't get changed in the show notes,
If the
guys.
show was a person, we'd qualify for AARP.
Amen, brother, amen. All right, on this episode, on 61, Whistle Pig, SummerStock, Pit Viper, limited edition, whiskey. Quite the label. You all right, Josh?
Yeah, I'm great.
Just putting your hands up, jazz hands, kind of thing?
Was I? Oh, I feel
Maybe you were adjusting the mic. I looked over. I thought you were.
as it was like coming
I thought
down.
you were doing like a.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the bottle at hand. Pit Viper sunglasses. Now we've discussed this loosely, sitting in the kitchen here at the house, but we're all familiar with Pit Viper glasses. The '80s kind of design, inspired retro style. They're very rad.
I call them the Bret Hart glasses.
Yeah. So they have, I suppose, endorsed this bottle of whiskey. I don't know. There's no notes on the bottle.
Yeah, Jay didn't say anything about that part of it.
What their involvement was beyond just the labeling and branding. So that would be my guess. They do have a barcode. Not a barcode. What is this thing
QR
called?
code. You want me to scan it real quick and kind of see what happens?
You can...
It takes you straight to the...
straight to the website?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to go too far down the rabbit hole. But
yeah, that's cool. That's all it does.
it just loads the website. There's probably more details on the Pit Viper limited edition on the website, but nothing on the bottle. It just says sun toasted from 91.4 million miles away. I take it that that's where the sun is at.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Fake news.
Very good.
The alleged sun.
Okay. So beyond that,
Whistle
That's what we're
Pig
looking at.
and Pit Viper have teamed up to take the season by the tail, ham it up, and free pour a glass to our favorite star, the sun.
Let's do it.
We're proud to be 100% solar powered at the Whistle Pig Farm and Distillery and created this limited edition summer stock whiskey to celebrate.
all right, baby. There it is.
Nice
Cheers.
little pop.
Back on me. It's a very, very weighty.
I think it's fitting that we start the show with a pop from the cork because as a wrestling fan, that's what they call the crowd reaction when the wrestler comes out.
They call it a pop?
It's called the pop.
All right.
So
Everybody should experience the weight of the cap as this bottle makes its way around.
it's a little weighty.
Yeah, it's weighty. Be careful.
The bottle is a little weighty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, this is pretty
Dense,
cool.
dude. You could melt it down.
Yeah.
Going somewhere with
Once
that.
this is empty, I might refill it.
There you go. Yeah, lie to some people. Make them think they're getting the good stuff.
Right.
Oh, you don't want that. That's just dirty water.
I wonder how many people
this is cool.
refill high-end whiskey bottles with just
They do it.
entry-level
There's
whiskey.
got to be a market for
No,
that.
but like I wonder
for,
like, on
for
average,
empty bottles.
who's doing it? How many people would you say? 1 out of 10?
I met a gentleman at work who told me he does it. He had a bottle engraved, and he's just
Yeah.
like, I just buy the base level
Base
one,
line.
and then just refill it.
Yeah.
It was like he had the Woodward Reserve, like the whatever that next level is.
I got you.
Now he just buys the regular.
Like,
one.
how many bottles of Johnny Walker Blue are full of Canadian Club right now? You know what I mean?
Benchmark number 8.
Inviting all the boys over, like, let me pour you guys
Get
something.
you some of the good shit.
All right. We're going to sit with that for a minute. I watched Guardians, by the way.
3.
The third one, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife watched it last night. Good for
For
you
the
guys.
first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you saw it in theaters.
I did.
Yeah, you did. And you were fond of it. You enjoyed it. No?
Yeah.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I very much enjoyed it. I think it was a great capsulation of the trilogy.
Got a bottle coming your way.
Like to wait on that, Josh?
Yeah.
So I am a big Guardians fan.
You are.
I think I've
Just
told you this before.
yeah.
In the MCU, it is my favorite
Trilogy?
like franchise. I don't know
Franchise,
what
I'll
you
say
would call
trilogy,
it.
yeah,
I don't know what you
Franchise,
you
probably.
know surmise it to be, but I have always enjoyed the characters and the storytelling. It's just always been very fun for me. Big fan. I did find the third one to be it's a little dark.
A little darker.
It's a little sad at times.
A little sad.
And I really enjoyed it, so I'm not trying to take away from it, but I did feel as if it was a little bit pigeonholed on the whole Rocket storyline.
Yeah, it was his movie.
It was his movie, very much so, and that's okay. But it kind of felt like I wanted to see Guardians do something a little bit bigger.
Guardians, yeah.
A little bit more Guardians-esque as their final outing. So it was more of like his origin story, which I really enjoyed. It was great as that, or great for that purpose. But it would have been nice had we not, because I felt like the entire movie is really just all about getting the passcode. Like that was like the goal, start to finish.
Wanted more stakes, rather. I mean,
I liked the villain was really good. I thought he was great. I thought the acting was really solid. I felt like it did fire on a lot of those cylinders. It just, for me, I kind of wished we would have gotten past that and then something would have maybe opened up a little bit more. Because it's like you finally get this character back and it's kind of, you're at the end of the movie now. Like I kind of wanted to experience him as a Guardian for more
longer
of the movie,
than,
rather than like we just gotta save him. But it's, it's fine. It was very good.
I think that was the family dynamic that James Gunn was preaching so much about. This movie is about family, their family. We got to save one of our own. I think it was a little heavy on that. And Rocket loses a family.
Sure.
Doesn't know where he comes from.
Yes.
And then gains this new family, and ultimately they have to save him.
100%. 100%. But then they kind of all disband at the end. So it's kind of like he finally finds his family, and then we're out.
Well,
And I also, if I want to nitpick,
please,
I would say that some of the other characters obviously get sidelined by it quite a bit. The Rocket story arc really takes front seat.
Very
in the
much
whole
so.
thing. Like the Chris Pratt's I've never been home, I've never met my grandfather, that whole story arc, which I'm sure is going to pick back up later on in
there was
future
some talk
movies,
about
maybe.
him and James Gunn doing a solo.
Yeah. It kind
Comedy
of felt like
type.
this thing that they just like mentioned throughout, and then at the very end, he was like, "I've got to abandon this whole
gotta go
lifestyle.
home."
I got to go
Yeah.
home." So it felt as if that was a little bit more of not like an afterthought, but everybody breaking up at the end felt a little bit rushed to me. I never felt like everybody was in a place where they were
Ready to separate.
genuinely ready to separate. It felt more like James Gunn's got to go, so we got to send some of these guys the other way. Like they all kind of get together, and it feels very like, I don't know.
We have to
It
give
just
them a
felt
happy
odd.
ending, so let's
It felt odd.
force the happy ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
understand
anyway,
that.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Definitely one of the better MCU outings as of late. So it's good to have that.
Yeah, it
for
was a
sure.
very good outing.
Gotta have
I
that.
think in the grand scope of the MCU, I still think it kind of missed the mark on moving the entire overarching franchise of the MCU forward.
Yes. I feel like Guardians though has always been a little bit of an outlier from the
main Marvel
from the
continuity.
main MCU like thread.
Yeah.
Like they pop up and they kind of overlap in certain areas, but I feel like it's always been very standalone.
Yeah.
Because you don't even hear in Guardians, it's not as if they reference Avengers. They don't really reference what's going on in other like character like arcs that aren't in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like in a lot of the other movies, everybody's kind of waiting for that cameo, waiting for somebody
something
to drop
that-
drop a reference.
Yeah.
But in Guardians, I feel like they're very it's a
Very
very
self-contained,
standalone universe. I know it's like a part of the MCU, but
No,
it
you're
feels
absolutely right, yeah.
super removed, right? And everything else, like every other show or movie that I watch, I'm just waiting for somebody else to show up and be a part of it.
Yeah. And I get, I get as a comic book fan, like the they have to change certain things for a dynamic that will ground it and make it work in film.
Yeah.
So like I get it, but it would be nice to kind of keep the threading, just keep that needle just all throughout, like in the comic books, the High Evolutionary is the one that implements the DNA change in the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Okay.
And that's how they are. It was retconned, so that's how they get powers. He was the one that manipulated their DNA. Adam Warlock plays a very, very major role in the Infinity Saga, which we didn't have him all throughout. So I would have thought that at some point he was introduced at the end of the second one in the pod, and then we go through the last leg of the Avengers, Infinity War and Endgame, and now we just get him in Guardians 3.
Yeah.
So, and then just one nitpicky thing is that Adam Warlock is he's the cosmic version of Vision, is the best way I can describe him. They really made him childlike in Guardians 3. And I get it, it was probably for, just kind of cinematic purposes, but he was very much like an 8 or 9-year-old boy rather than a very introspective, much like how Vision is to the Avengers. Warlock is like that for the Guardians.
Gotcha.
And he just really was just the inverse of that. He's
he winds up being a part of the Guardians, I assume.
Absolutely, yeah. He ends up leading them at one point.
Gotcha.
Stuff like that. So.
All right. Yeah. Very good. Well, it was good. I enjoyed it.
It was great.
Nitpicking aside. Josh.
Doovie.
Yes, sir.
How we doing, bud?
What's next? Is that what you wanted? Sorry.
No, I was just checking in on you.
Oh,
Well, it's good to have you guys back.
I was. What does that mean?
You guys weren't here last week.
No, we were all here last
No,
week.
the week. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
None of us were here.
I was very
several weeks prior
confused
to
for a
that.
second.
I'm tripping.
Yeah.
That's on me.
You're talking about that time when we weren't here. Yes.
Yeah, you were here.
There was a
last
time.
week. My weeks blend together. I'm sorry.
Well, that's
It's
all
all
right.
the.
You walk
all
into a
the whistle pig.
dispensary and you walk out with nothing, but somehow it rubbed off.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yep. I'm doing all right. I was just doing some intense research about IMAX and the first
Very
topic
good.
in our list here. So,
Oh,
What's the
okay.
first topic?
Dead Reckoning,
Dead
part
Reckoning. So you were looking up IMAX information as it relates to Dead Reckoning.
That's correct.
Now, were you looking up the
1. Well,
the drama surrounding Dead Reckoning and IMAX screens?
I kind of found that, as I was going. But I was really trying to see which true IMAX, whether it was going to play at the Dulles Annex is really what my question was, the Space Museum, Air and Space Museum.
Got you. Now,
was what I
that
was
one is
looking
in
for.
D.C., is that right?
It's at Dulles in Virginia. So
Okay,
at DC,
Virginia.
we can say. Yeah, we
Little
can say.
further.
Yeah.
And you were going to try to go see it in that theater.
Potentially, yeah. It was discussed over the weekend, this past weekend.
You and your lady?
No, my sister's boyfriend
Yeah.
had a birthday Sunday. We went out and it was
Happy
discussed.
birthday, sister's
Maybe we go down
boyfriend.
there. Yep, Jack. He's 24.
Oh, you got a lot of life.
And he's a listener, actually. We briefly talked about
There
that.
we
He
go.
said that he listens to the audio between jobs. He's an installer.
Happy
bless.
birthday, Jack.
God bless.
You got a lot of life ahead of you, brother.
So what's the consensus? You going to make the trip or are you going to go to something a little bit more local?
Well, I'm not sure if it's even playing there. That's what I was just got into while I was trying to figure
I
this out.
think that to circle back to the drama around it, I think there's I want to say, what is it, 2 weeks between this and Oppenheimer, or a week between this and
Right.
Oppenheimer?
It looks like it'll only be in IMAX for a week. True
Correct.
IMAX.
So the issue was Tom Cruise got very upset about this.
Surprise.
TC the GOAT.
Christopher Nolan had a deal with IMAX because he is like the poster child for IMAX, that when Oppenheimer came out, that it would be in all IMAX theaters exclusively for 3 weeks.
Got it.
So the Dead Reckoning only gets a week in IMAX theaters, and then it gets ousted back to traditional cinema only.
Got it.
But apparently Tom Cruise did everything that he could to move dates and adjust things because he felt like that was not appropriate. But
Here we are.
here we are. And I don't know how much of Dead Reckoning is actually shot in IMAX.
Sure.
So-
Well, it started with Oppenheimer.
Yes.
Then I noticed that Dead Reckoning was in IMAX.
Yes.
And here we are. Yep.
So I don't know. You'd have to. That's always the biggest hang up for me is how much of the film is actually in true IMAX.
Actually,
'Cause it's not always worth the effort or the trip. I'm going to try to make a run down to DC perhaps for Oppenheimer to see it in 70 millimeter. It's not playing.
I've heard it is
anywhere
amazing.
in Maryland, which is unfortunate.
Really?
Not in 70 millimeter. There's like IMAX certified screens.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
And there are a few of those. Like, for example, White Marsh, I think, has an IMAX certified screen. But if you want to see it in the
as it was
the
intended,
largest format possible and as it is intended, it would be the 70 millimeter film, which there's only I don't know what the exact number is, but it's very, very small, the amount of theaters it's actually capable of doing it. But there's one in DC. There's, I think, maybe one in Pennsylvania somewhere. Or maybe there might be two in DC or maybe one in Virginia or something like that. But there's a website that's dedicated to helping you sort through all of that. And you can buy tickets specifically for the one you want to go to.
There's just, as of June 5th, it looks like there'll only be 30 true IMAX screens.
There you go.
Showing Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Last of a dying breed.
Yep. Yeah. But if you, and there's behind the scenes on the film, the reels that are required for Oppenheimer because it's so long. It's some absurd length. It's I think it's 2 miles or something of film.
That's
in the
crazy.
reels, it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. It's massive. The amount of film stock required for this to do it in true 70, which is why it's not really done in
Christopher
true 70.
Nolan, you've done it again.
So is 70 millimeter an indicator for IMAX, or that's just because
Yeah, so 70, a true IMAX, film stock or whatever, the ratio is 70 millimeters. They can film, you don't, and it's also so the aspect ratio, it's more of a square as opposed to a CinemaScope or a 16:9 or something.
Right.
And you can film 70 millimeter, but CinemaScoped, which means it's more like a traditional, widescreen format. And that's still better than 35 millimeter or something else. But to do the true 70 millimeter IMAX, it's a giant square shot piece of
Gotcha.
or, film cell or whatever. If you've ever been to a true IMAX theater, that's why it's a giant square and you kind of sit in it as opposed to behind it or far from it. And it's it's a pretty cool thing, but not too many people do it. It's super, super expensive.
Sure.
And the cameras required to record in IMAX, the 70 millimeter, are extremely heavy. They're super loud. So you generally cannot record dialogue when you're filming with those because they're so loud. So you have to do either dialogue in post, or you can only shoot scenes that don't have a dialogue. And apparently they are working on new cameras. Obviously they hadn't been for a while, I don't think, but because Christopher Nolan's so passionate about it and he's really promoting it heavy, I think they've been working actually on trying to design some new cameras or some smaller cameras, and but TBD on some of that stuff. But there was a couple of guys that were filming, I think it was The Dark Knight, because he's been doing 70 since Batman. But a couple of guys that were filming The Dark Knight who got compressed spines from it because the cameras are so big. And they were, I think that was one of the first movies where they were doing steady cam rigs with the IMAX cameras, because they're not really, again, designed for that. You're supposed to put them on tripods, but they put them on steady cam rigs, and
that's brutal.
It really tore some dudes up.
Yeah, it's brutal.
But I think they've changed some of that. In either case,
The closest theater that will be playing Oppenheimer is KOP.
Where's that?
Philly. King of Prussia.
Yeesh. Oh, KOP. Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
there you go. Isn't there something in
there's-
DC?
None,
No.
according to the IMAX website, there's none in DC that will be showing it. There are only
Interesting.
30 worldwide, of which 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 19, 20, 21 are in the US.
Perfect.
Yeah,
There you go.
but Philly is the closest. Rhode Island has one. New York has one.
So it's a little hard. It's a little challenging
That's
to make happen.
crazy.
You
Yeah.
gotta travel for it.
Yep.
But back to Dead Reckoning, 250 million globally is what they're saying.
Catch me up on the Dead Reckoning hype.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What is Dead Reckoning?
It's Tom Cruise. It's
do you
the
mean?
It's Mission Impossible.
Oh, Mission
Impossible.
Impossible 7. Or is this 8?
Dead Reckoning.
It's just Dead Reckoning.
I don't know. Numerically, I don't
Part
know where
one.
we're at.
Seven.
Dead Reckoning, part 1.
It's 7.
It's 7.
seven?
Okay, that's where I was confused.
Seven,
Okay.
seven
I've been
point-
calling it 7.
7.1.
There you go.
Yes.
I've been calling
yes.
it 7 all this
Yes,
time.
yes.
I didn't was like Dead Reckoning.
So Tom Cruise is back
Yeah,
with his
okay.
summer blockbuster.
Yes.
And
I've seen the clips.
5-day
Looks amazing.
weekend, because it came out on Thursday, or did it come out last night?
Today.
Today.
So, yeah. this morning.
Came out today. So a 5-day opening weekend, 250 million globally is what they're estimating for it, which is a pretty solid opening.
That's amazing.
And
TC to go.
he'll have some big competition coming up with Oppenheimer and Barbie. Those are definitely gonna
Yeah.
get to him a little bit, I think. But 250 on opening weekend, pretty solid. If you can keep that consistently close to for a couple of weekends, you're going to be looking pretty set. I don't know what the total budget was for it, but it's probably tough to break it all down because it was filmed in 2 parts. But I would think they got to be in the green here pretty quick.
I think the thing about Tom Cruise movies are they don't really go crazy with the marketing. It's kind of like TC's got a new movie and then, he kind of lets his reputation speak for itself.
Yeah.
And then, one person goes and sees it and they tell everybody,
Yeah.
you got to go see it.
He is
and
a big blockbuster kind of
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Exclusively summer blockbuster. Everybody goes to the theater
Yep.
to kind of check it out.
I heard it's amazing.
Hype,
I can't believe I couldn't.
Yeah, I
correlate
think it's got a
Dead Reckoning with-
96, 97 on Rotten Tomatoes, or at least
I
last I
heard it
checked.
is amazing.
Everybody is raving about it, man.
Yeah.
They were all hyped about the last one too. So good for him, man. I'm excited.
The clips of him doing the stunts are just
Amazing.
incredible. And like with
I've
his,
only seen the one where he goes off the cliff on the bike.
there's one where he's holding on to the side of the plane and the plane takes
That's
off.
from the last movie.
That's from the last one?
Yes. Yeah. That's from the last.
So
movie.
which one is the one where he's like riding up the
The ramp
That's
is this
this
movie.
one.
They were
There's
together.
There's a train
those
sequence
shots-
on this one.
Well, what I seen in that trailer clip or whatever I saw were those 2 shots together.
They might have been referencing the last movie though
Okay,
in
got
that.
it.
There's like a military plane and he's holding on to like where the door is
Yes.
and it like takes off and flies away. That was a big marketing piece for the last Mission Impossible
All right.
movie. They
I
did the
haven't
same.
seen that one
That's like the big thing now with Mission Impossible movies is they use like featurettes on the stunts as
Yeah.
promotional material for the movies. And that was like the first scene that I really remember them doing, like showing all the behind the scenes of how that all played out. And it worked really well. And then since then, they've really doubled down on that with this one. There's like a train featurette. There's the jumping the bike off of the ramp featurette. There was a plane one where he dove out of a plane.
Yeah.
And that I think that was like during the Super Bowl or something. They released that where he like thanked everybody for coming to see Top Gun.
Yeah.
And like how important it was for everybody to come back to the theater and whatnot. And he's doing it from like a plane, and then he dives out and invites everybody to come see Mission Impossible this summer.
I feel like such a noob because I thought I haven't seen the last one yet. So I need to watch
Yeah.
that one before I go see
You've
it.
not seen the most recent one?
No.
Oh man, you got work to do.
You're only 4 years behind, 5 years behind.
Well, I've
geez.
seen up until 5. Yeah, I've seen up until 5, so I didn't see 6.
Seems like seeing this film is like Mission Impossible in the Ball household. All right.
So you gonna go see it this weekend? You waiting a little bit?
This weekend?
You gonna rush to it, or are you gonna give it a little bit of time?
What?
you're gonna give it
Wait,
some time.
because there's Oppenheimer.
That's
That comes
July
out Friday, the
21st.
21st, next Friday.
So you've
So
got
I
a little
gotta
time
like
on
plan
that.
this out because there's a lot of stuff I want to see. Like I want to take Clark to see Barbie.
There's an Oppenheimer Barbie double feature. This is actually later in the notes, but it really is more apropos to talk about right now.
I mean, it's
Okay.
not really that far down the note. It's number 3, and we've already talked about 1 and 2. So
This is a side note. So
Yeah.
I heard this thing one time that instead of like trying to ramble on a thought, it's better to just stop and be silent and think about it and then say it. And I try to be aware of that, but I feel like it makes me seem dumb
No, it
more
doesn't.
than anything else.
Let me tell you who
because
does
I'll
it.
catch myself and I'll be like, all right, I'm trying to figure this out before I
Nah.
just start word vomiting. But everybody always looks at me like, dude, did you just break? Like,
Did you have a stroke?
anyway, it's
That's
a theory that I'm testing, and I'll let you guys know in a few years how it goes.
That's how. That's Obama's speech pattern for his speech writing. Like when
Takes
he
a break. I think it's a little different though, because I feel like he's taking a break for applause.
no, like because before he was like a
A public speaker? Something?
yeah.
Before he was president.
Before he's president, he was Speaker of the House.
Very good.
So he would pattern his his speeches or whatever. I don't know if it's a speech if you're just Speaker of the House. I guess it would be a speech. Anyway,
That's not necessarily what they do, but that's fine.
yeah, I met a person that worked in his administration, and they talked about his speech pattern and how he speaks to give himself time to make sure that he's speaking clear, like he does what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah,
But I have to get better, I think,
I'm not good at it
with some of my
sound-
my facial gestures or whatever, like while I'm thinking. I think I look dumb probably more.
You
so.
don't. That's the proper way to speak when you're
just your
speaking
face.
informatively.
No, I know, but like I don't have like this. I need to get like the confident look of like it's coming. Don't worry.
No, just sit tight.
This is intentional, and it's not. I mean, it is, but I don't carry it well. Anyway, back to what I was saying, which is the double feature of Barbie and Oppenheimer. AMC is doing this. I think you can buy a ticket. Basically, gets you into both of them back to back, and they've sold 20,000. I think they were saying pre-orders
not bad.
on the Oppenheimer Barbie.
They've been killing it with the marketing for Barbie.
double feature.
I would do
Not
that.
bad.
I mean,
That's a long day, though. I don't know what Barbie's runtime is. I would guess 2 hours. That's
I'm hearing
that's
Barbie's
a
really
real
good.
guess.
Like I heard it was like really
But
good.
Oppenheimer is a solid 3. So you're at the movies for the day.
Yeah, I can't do that.
We got a runtime on Barbie?
114 minutes, so almost 2 hours.
Yeah, almost.
6 minutes shy.
But they do say that it's great.
Yeah,
Everybody is raving about it. I saw one review earlier that was saying Ryan Gosling should get the Oscar
Wow.
for Ken. Yes, not bad.
Wow.
I like that.
Wow,
The
indeed.
consensus here generally is if you're going to do it, the double feature kind of buy your own ticket thing or the AMC thing, I don't know how AMC is going to do it, is that you should see Oppenheimer first.
Yeah, I don't doubt
Maybe,
that.
calm yourself down
Yeah.
afterward with some fun. I don't know.
Yes. It's definitely going to be a heavy film, and it's a little bit of an endurance thing.
Yeah.
So you want the lighter, easier thing on the back
Out
end.
on the end.
That
Yeah.
makes total sense to me.
Yep. So you're looking at, for the double feature, you're looking at 4 hours and 55 minutes.
It's a lot of people.
With a break in between, though.
Sure.
Now, I wonder if they're playing it on the same screen,
screen,
back to
right.
back. Like,
That's
do
a
you
good
just
question.
do you
Just
just
sit.
like a little
a really
intermission
good
and you
question.
come back, or do you have to change theaters? It's got to be on the
it's
same
gotta-
screen, back to back.
I don't know. I mean, typically when they run a movie, it stays in the same theater. It just kind of. So I imagine you probably got to change theaters because
Not if it's a double feature, though.
a double feature.
If it's a double feature, they're selling it as that.
So they're just gonna boom, boom.
I think you would get like a 15-minute intermission.
You save your seat.
Save your seat.
restock your popcorn,
Yeah,
restock
come
your
back.
snacks.
Let me put my cardigan here.
You get like a double feature,
Pass.
discount
Yeah.
for the concessions.
If you want to spend all day in a dirty recliner, yeah.
Popcorn refill. Did you go to the new? You went to the new
Yeah, I went and
theater.
saw.
You went to Warehouse.
Went to Warehouse. And I saw,
That was your first time.
Yeah,
How was it?
it was cute.
We've hashed this out before, but you enjoyed it.
Yeah, saw.
High marks. Is that where
Across
you
the
would?
Spider-Verse.
Is that where you would go moving forward, or
I thought it was pretty cool. To Isaiah's point when he went, there's no one doing anything. Like everyone's just behind the counters.
Yep.
that's how it is most places.
And
No, it's
Most theaters, there's nobody doing anything.
Yeah,
Nobody in this day and age,
you notice like at most theaters, people can kind of get away with doing nothing because they still look like they're doing something.
Yeah.
There, it looks like nobody's doing anything.
But is it like clean?
Yeah.
very
Clean.
So somebody has to be doing something.
There's bartenders.
Is it because it's easier to see that they're doing nothing because it's not as busy? Like in my mind, I'm seeing like. Actually, I guess this is a really old like reference here because I haven't been to a theater in a really long time. I'm thinking of like AMC White Marsh when I'm like, 20 years old.
Yeah.
You go and it's
I think
packed.
the ideology is when you buy a ticket, the seat is now reserved. So no one's just going to stumble into the theater. I guess their ideology, no one's going to stumble into the theater and just sit in the seat because the seats are purchased.
Well, literally, they could do that. There's a bar right out front.
Yeah, you could.
They might have to stumble in.
You could just go get a drink and then just wait it out. And if no one's in a seat in the first 20 minutes, just go sit down because they're not checking tickets.
no.
Got you.
And if I'm paying,
You're thinking more from that perspective.
Yeah.
There's not much, like, nobody's overseeing very
There's
much.
no
You don't get that sense.
authority, right?
Yes.
Like there's no one.
But it's
like,
clean, and it feels like the food and everything is well handled, or no? Because if
it's
you go
just
to like Taos and
popcorn.
Cinemark, I feel the same way, but it's also chaos. Because like 80% of concessions is shut down. It looks like it hasn't been turned on since pre-pandemic.
that
And
same popcorn
you go to like
in
the bar upstairs and it's like completely empty. There's like 2 bottles of rail on like the shelf.
One
it's
Truly.
very sad. It's very, very sad.
One Truly. You ask for some Jameson, they like pull it from the bottom. You're
Yes.
like, nah, I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if I
And the
want
bottle's dusty. It's
And the employees
It's just a
are
reef.
all-
It's just got Canadian Club in
That's
it.
right. The employees are all like clustered together
Yeah.
in like various corners,
that.
just
You
like
ask for
hanging
something,
out.
they go,
Yeah. So is it that vibe, or do you feel like it's an operating movie theater?
it's like Cinemark, they just haven't turned into the vampires
so
yet.
you, so you still feel like my at-home experience is better.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem, guys. This is the problem.
It's very nice. It's got seat warmers and like the legs.
Yeah, but that only goes so far.
You know,
And as nice as a seat warmer is, like it's fine. I'll admit.
it's not the best thing in the world. I have it in my
a little
car.
weird to have in a movie theater,
Yeah.
but I'll
When it's 90 degrees.
I guess.
No,
But
it has the AC cooling thing too.
even that.
It's not the best.
That feels unnecessary to me.
I don't think I need that.
I would rather have none of that and just have better like concessions, better like staff,
Yeah,
better environment.
a DJ.
I don't need a chair that does all those weird
DJ
things.
foam.
God,
smoke.
now,
this again.
a couple of weeks ago, I went to White Marsh actually to go see
Which is still
Transformers.
going strong. It's been going strong for about 30 years now,
Yeah, to go see Transformers.
Hell yeah,
which will be on digital
already
tomorrow, I
out.
think. It's already out.
it's already out.
Oh my
You can buy
god!
it.
But it was good. Transformers was good.
I've heard this.
Now, my issue is they're getting rid of all the people at the movie theater. So as we were talking, there are a lot of people standing around doing nothing.
You're saying staff.
Yeah, staff. There's no one there.
Question: do you need staff beyond a cleaning crew and
People to make the food.
light security?
I think at
Well,
this
most
point,
food, you don't like. What do you need? Popcorn, snacks. Like, look at
dude,
think of Camden Yards and how they do things.
it's like
You pick up everything that you want in one of
Premier
those little
Baseball
stores.
League.
You go set it in front of the little camera. It takes the picture. You pay.
Yeah,
you're out.
yeah, okay, I
You
see what
don't
you're saying.
need much people. Is all I'm saying.
That's true. It was moving way too slow for all of this automation. Like you pay on a kiosk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your receipt prints out from a kiosk. The only thing that doesn't happen with a kiosk is the people call your number and the food.
But what if all of those things are just prepped, ready to go, and made? You just walk in, you pick up the things
Like
you
an
want,
Amazon
you
Fresh
wanna
store.
take, right?
Yeah.
Snack, drink, whatever. You walk up, put your stuff onto the little camera, it takes a picture, you go.
I'm with that.
Like there's no
That'd be great.
interaction with people.
I honestly don't want the interaction.
Could you get movie theater food to the point where you don't have to interact with a human to get it?
Yes, I would
Like
love
what's
that.
the one thing?
It should be
Popcorn?
prepackaged. They're behind the thing, and they should just be loading the shit. And as you take it, you just scan it on your way out. You don't need to. I don't need to talk to
Like
you.
you shouldn't have to interact with anybody for popcorn.
No.
Right.
They should just have there should be a person that is filling up medium, large
Yes.
popcorns
And just putting
setting them
them in-
there.
Setting
Yes.
them in front of warmers.
Setting them,
yeah.
and you just take the one you want. You
And
shouldn't
just
have
walk
to
out.
ask. Because, like, what's the worst case scenario? Like, somebody doesn't buy a couple of them and you throw it out or you pour them back into the thing. I mean,
Hello, Tanisha. Can I have a large popcorn?
you shouldn't have to ask anybody for anything.
She gives me attitude. And then I go over to get a soda from Brian or whoever, and he's looking at me like, duh.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
The
oh
whole-
my God.
the whole concessions
Get rid of these people.
could be
Yeah.
considerably streamlined, in my opinion. And then I would
Absolutely.
devote the like 90% of the staff to theater, like cleanliness and maintenance.
Yes.
Keeping things feeling like it's worth the money to be here. And then obviously somebody needs to facilitate light security.
And then put the ticket scanner at the gate of the theaters. Stop putting them like directly at the front of the theater.
Before concessions.
Right. Like, don't do that. Have them
Right in
at
front of
the-
each-
in
right in
front
front
of
of each
the where you,
theater.
that corridor of where the theaters are. That way, I feel validated as a customer, and I don't feel like I'm wasting my money.
Sure.
Right.
Finish your thought.
And then, because I don't need to talk to anyone in concessions. You can give me the fucking bartender from The Shining or a robot guy
Yeah.
who can make my drinks. I don't really need that because it's not like a thing I'm going to be like posted up at the bar, right? I'm going to order a drink or two, a beer and a shot, whatever my wife wants, and then we're going into the movie. And that's the
Yes.
drinks. Like, we're done. We're done here. I don't need to. That's it. Like, you don't need anyone else.
Yeah. I would
Extensive cleaning.
I would put money on the fact that they now check tickets on the front end of this process rather than the back end, is because they got a lot of complaints from people who were carrying food and stuff and don't want to try to get their ticket out to show somebody.
That too.
now.
Okay.
So like the first thing you do when you walk in, I'm supposed to be here. You tell me where I got to go. Boop, boop. We're done.
Theater's
I go get my
6.
food and I
Yeah.
walk to it. Otherwise, I go get all the things that I need. I'm carrying my drink, my popcorn, whatever in my hands. And now I'm waiting in line because I've got to get up here and then I've got to figure out how to get my phone out or my ticket out.
Yeah.
I'm holding all these things. So I bet you they did that because it used to be that way.
Yeah, it
They
did.
had those tables in front of the, the auditorium, like hallways or whatever, where you would do all that at that point. But I
Yeah.
bet you they got rid of that.
Well,
because it
Cinemark still
slows it
actually
down.
has it.
And White Marsh, that's how it is.
When you come up that escalator
Yeah.
to go into the movie corridor, there's a young lady usually a young lady sitting there like, where you going? And I'm
checking your stuff.
like, boop. And she's like, that way, whatever. Go
Or,
down.
or just do like warehouse and don't check anything at all. You just got to know where you're going.
I mean, really,
I'm
what's
not
the
going to
point?
lie. That's a better option.
What's the point?
I'm either with don't do anything.
How many people are sneaking in to begin with?
Probably not.
Like, what are the numbers?
Couldn't tell you.
How much money does the movie industry by people just not
Sneaking
paying,
in?
by sneaking in? Yeah.
Not much.
But if you're
Because-
buying tickets and nobody's ever checking it, then it is kind of de-incentivizes buying tickets.
Exactly. Right. Because I could have not bought a ticket and
Yes.
went to the kiosk and bought popcorn and just walked right in.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
theoretically, the movie theater is still going to make its profit because they don't make the profit at all from
Right.
the ticket sales.
They-
They only make it
concession.
from concessions.
You could do it like a train where like somebody just comes down right before the movie starts and just scans everybody's tickets.
Oh, like
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
an
that'd be
option.
nice during the trailers or right before.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's the entire theater cinema going process is so stupid. Nothing about it really makes sense. I don't
Yes.
think they'll ever really get it right.
Yeah, post-COVID, I think it's just they're off.
And now,
the map.
yeah, post COVID, I don't think anyone even really cares.
Yeah.
It's just like people are gonna buy tickets and they're gonna go, and if they don't, whatever. I'm 17. I still got this job, and I
tough
got it
out
when I
there.
come home on college summers, whatever.
It's tough out there for a movie theater.
Yeah.
All right, how do you feel about this Whistle Pig? You want to talk to me about it? Now, I know you experienced this before we popped this bottle because you were served a tasting. A
Yeah,
sampling.
Jay hooked us up. Shout out to it's called the Spirit Shop,
Yes.
right? Up here. What street is that?
It's excellent. This is Falls Road,
No, but like, what's that? Like
the intersection
Clarkview.
right there.
Clarkview. Yeah, Clarkview and Falls.
Yep.
I hope I'm not giving up the location of our show, but
38.27 north by
yeah, it was dope, man. Jay was very hospitable. I told him who I was. I said my partner comes down here. He lives around the corner. He brightened up and he hooked us up, man. Gave us a couple shots of Whistle Pig, me and Isaiah. And ultimately, I was like, we're gonna
take a bottle to go.
Yeah, I was gonna get the Hudson Rye because I really just liked the way that bottle looked.
Yep.
But then he gave us some shots of this, and he was like, "Well, it's a SummerStock," and I was like, "Well, it's summer. I'm about to go hang out with the gang.
Sure, why not?
Let's be summery."
Let's
you know what I'm
dive
saying?
in.
Yeah.
So you've had this. Why don't you
enjoy
kick
it.
us off?
I enjoy it, man. I don't know what the notes are.
Would you like to know the notes?
Sure, because I'm not gonna read
You
it.
got some notes, man.
Indeed, I do.
Let's go.
Very, very soft bite. Smells great. It is it's not a rye, right?
It is a rye.
It is a rye. So it does have some flavorful notes, but I'd say they're very subtle. But other than that, man, I thoroughly enjoy it. It's very, very tasteful for the.
So I'll continue. Earlier,
Please,
I kind
sorry,
of
I
gave
didn't-
you like the no, you didn't interrupt anything. I kind of gave you the teaser. Continuing, a blend of wheat and rye whiskeys finished in toasted barrel Solera. This laid-back summer sipper is made to enjoy after sunny adventures all season long. Then it goes on to promote Pit Vipers, which I'll skip.
All right.
Literally it does. Nose, sweet maple notes with hints of vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Palate, oak, baking spice, and maple, tempered by the softness of wheat.
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I would say that's all
accurate, yeah.
fairly accurate. It's easy to drink. It is a little bit sweeter. That's for sure.
With a slight jammy finish.
Ooh,
Jammy. Strawberries or grapes?
Couldn't tell you. There's a
either.
dirt bike in the picture next to jammy, so that doesn't help at
God
all.
bless. I don't think it's overly sweet.
No,
but
it's not.
It's
overly.
easy to drink. Like it's to your point, doesn't have a ton of bite. It's pretty smooth. I actually, weirdly enough, get a little bit of like a tequila feel from this. There's a little bit of an odd flavor right on the front end. It just feels it is reminiscent of like a tequila note or something. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. There's just something right up front.
Like some agave.
Yes. It just doesn't totally hit like a whiskey right out of the gate.
It's probably that Pit Viper influence on you.
But
It's venom.
I don't know.
Really venom.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a
Now
fun
my
summer
tongue's numb.
drink. I think it's kind of a cool limited edition thing. I don't know if I would invest heavy though.
You know,
$80.
So yeah,
It's
80.
a little heavy.
80, it's a bit much. I really like it because I'm a big fan of ryes, especially high content ryes, that you really get that rye spice. So there's not a lot of alcohol bite, but there's that rye, spicy rye bite in the front of it, which I really enjoy. And the fact that it's a little bit sweeter really counteracts with that and balances out it a lot. So for me, $70 is probably too much. I'd maybe
I'd say
say
55.
I'd probably roll back more into the 40,
49?
42-ish.
Oh, you go,
42-ish.
Okay. Going a little lower. Well, they got the regular Whistle Pig, which is about 42-ish. So, I mean.
Is that what the price is for regular whistle pig?
I think, yeah.
I feel like that's low.
Low, it's around 50.
I feel like that's low.
What we got, Josh?
Total's got the 10-year for 88, the 6-year piggyback for 52.
The piggyback is the
Piggyback.
cheaper one, but
That's
it's
the
not
one,
necessarily
right.
considered
Yeah,
like a
and
part of the Whistle Pig line.
so
It's
the
like in
Whistle Pig-
portfolio, but beneath
Yeah.
it.
So the Whistle Pig farm stock rye is $75, and the piggyback 100% rye is $50.
Yeah.
All right, so, I mean, limited edition, whatever.
Yeah. I don't.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I'm not, I'm not one to like spare expense for experience. So like whatever. I mean, that's just me, my personal, if I'm going to kick it with the fellas or, I'm showing up to a party, this isn't out of my like wheelhouse.
Sure. It's a good bottle. And like I said, I enjoy it for what it is. When I say I wouldn't invest heavy, I mean, like, I wouldn't buy bottle after bottle. Like, I don't know if I would go, I don't know if I would go back and get like 2 or 3 of these, or I don't know if I would put it in my rotation of consistent bottles. I mean, it's a limited edition, so you probably couldn't anyway, but
Not true.
I enjoyed it for what it was. I think it's easy to drink.
So what
I
we
like it.
did miss on the Whistle Pig website, the SummerStock Pit Viper Rye Whiskey pre-order, and it's $150. It comes with a bottle of the SummerStock, of course, and a pair of Pit Vipers.
Damn, dude. I could have seen that coming from a mile
I think
away.
we missed out on shit. I don't think we need that. I mean,
I'd
Courtney
slide that
maybe.
my way.
I mean,
Now, do the glasses match the bottle?
The
Yes.
Let me
They
see.
do. So it's like a little
Do a-
kit,
do
little
a-
box set.
I would have. Oh, see, I want those.
There you go.
Yeah, it
That's fun.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, I don't know. I guess 150 is not like a bad deal.
And
I
you
guess
too
Pit
can
Viper's
look
are-
like a 17-year-old TikTok wannabe.
well, I
And
would
you
say
too can look like Logan Paul.
Yeah.
well, I'd say
is. There it
considering
is.
how much pit vipers cost, and we did that research before we got on there, but considering, I think it's not a bad deal.
It's a
considering,
deal, yeah.
Considering pit
Yeah, Pit
vipers,
Vipers
about
themselves are about
$200.
one.
If you like
130,
Pit
yeah.
Vipers, it makes sense.
Also, considering it costs them maybe $20 to make that bottle. At
That whole
most,
package
so-
cost $25
Right.
for them to make.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right. Next piece of
Next
news.
up, baby,
We're moving on, dude.
Star-Lord spinoff.
Oh, we
Yeah,
talked about this
just a little
briefly.
bit.
And it's come up in the news a little bit lately, but I was curious if you had any insight. Is that something that happens in the comics where he kind of winds up on his own and becomes an Earthman? Or is this, you thinking like a TV show, thinking we're going to get
I think James Gunn
pops up somewhere else?
and Chris Pratt just have great chemistry together.
Yeah.
And being that this character didn't die off, it's kind of a fun way to kind of look at him in a different dynamic, because from what they're saying, it's not going to be something that's like MCU heavy. It's about his reacclimation to Earth
It's still
life.
MCU. It's just
Yeah.
not. So you're thinking like a TV show, maybe.
Yeah, something, maybe a holiday short. Something,
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
it'll be anything of.
It's hard to imagine he could come back for anything too meaningful. At this
Yeah,
stage in the
they
game.
put together a $200 million budget for a movie of just him and his grandpa. Like, if I sat on the board, like, that's not a movie I'm approving. Like,
Well, I mean, more so just because James Gunn is so DC heavy now.
yeah, it would have to be like something. Star-Lord's being reacclimated back into. It would have to be like his return to the Guardians or something.
Yeah.
Something. I don't know if. Yeah, like you said, maybe. TV,
I thought maybe
TV.
like a TV show
TV
kind of
show,
thing, a
yeah.
little like kind of comedy, something lighthearted.
Christmas
It'd be funny
special,
if
yeah.
it'd be funny if they like brought if they did like a crossover with Parks and Rec.
That'd
and,
be dope. Yeah.
And like you see him like get hot, you see him like enter into Parks and Rec at the end of the series, like at the end of the show, as if Star-Lord was always in Parks and Rec.
Always, yeah. He
Yes.
just kind of like reacclimated, and this was his first job back into the world.
You
yeah.
get like 5 Disney Plus episodes, and then like the last one, he gets like hired by the Parks and Rec or whatever.
That'd be
department.
cool.
That would be good.
He
And
gets
then-
hired
and,
by
like,
Ron
the rest
Swanson.
of the rest of the cast like shows up, and it's like just it's episode 1 of Parks and
Now,
Rec.
yeah,
Yes.
that would be sick. That's a cool idea.
Like
That's-
he goes in as like a shield agent or something like that, and there's something going on in Parks and Rec. And one of the
he's been in an act the entire time.
Yes.
That would be dope.
one of the characters is a scroll, and they're trying to figure it. That would let
You
me stop
heard it here
giving away
first,
IP.
guys.
There it is.
There it is. What's next,
There it
baby?
is.
What do we got?
Dune 3, Timothée
Ooh,
Chalamet.
Dune 3, all kinds of speculation these days. So rumor has it.
We haven't seen 2
Well,
yet.
so there's a lot of Dune books, many, and the movies so far really just cover the first Dune book.
Got it.
So
Dune 1 and 2 covered the first Dune
yes,
book. Gotcha.
and so there's a TV show that they're doing. I believe it's HBO and Warner Brothers is doing a Dune show. So you'll have that. But apparently, there's a rumor that Timothée Chalamet has been contracted for a third Dune movie. And the writer and director have insinuated as much. What is the name of the third one? I think there's a name for it. It's based on a book. If you look up Dune 3, what do you got there?
I'm sorry, Dune 3 is like the one that's coming out,
If you look up the movie Dune 3,
the one that will be coming. Wait,
no, Dune 2 is what's
very-
coming out in the fall.
okay.
There's a third one after that,
Sorry.
but it's on a book and it has a special name or a certain name. I can't remember what it is. I want to say it starts with like an A or something.
While he looks for that, Timothée Chalamet is Chalamet. Is it Chalamet or Chalamet?
Chalamet.
Is he French?
We.
Josh. He's Wonka too.
Guy. Yeah. Yeah, that trailer just dropped.
Yeah, I saw that trailer.
Yeah, that's also on the news list.
Very strange.
You all right over there? You all
I'm
right?
having a lot of trouble figuring this out. I know that it's going to be
Oh my God.
it's going to be based on Dune Messiah,
That's it.
That's it.
Dune
I
Messiah.
heard that, yeah.
That's what it's apparently
I've
going to be
seen
called.
that, yes.
There it goes. So I was way off on the A, Messiah.
Well, I mean, he's the face of that franchise. So,
People
I
love
mean,
him, dude.
if
He's on
you're
fire
gonna,
right now.
yeah, he's like a young Tom Cruise. So, like, or whoever, all those.
He reminds me more of a young Johnny Depp.
There you go. There you go.
I feel like he takes that path a little bit more as opposed to the Tom Cruise. I don't think he's going to settle into the all-American, like,
Action hero.
action hero vibe. I think he's going to go down a
It's gonna be weird.
weird path.
And he's got Wonka.
For good reason. I mean, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
But moving off of Dune 3, because I don't feel like there's much to add other than rumors are percolating that it's going to take place, which would be pretty exciting. But Wonka, the trailer for Wonka came out. Did you watch it?
Yeah. Yes. And then I got
Wonka,
distracted by something.
So you watched some of it.
Some of it, yeah. Okay. But I get the.
It's like Mary Poppins meets Willy Wonka is what it looked like.
Yeah, it's really just like his beginnings, Wonka's beginnings.
Seems very cool though.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Because
it's a Christmas movie.
They're going backwards. Like the first one was
Origin
the
stories.
factory. The second one was how he started the factory.
Yeah.
And now this one is him as a adolescent, a young man.
A young man indeed.
To discover the chocolate, I guess.
I think he's making his way in the chocolate
Discover
world.
the chocolate, young Willie. Young
Like
Willie.
he's not a chocolatier in the Wonka trailers.
Is he ever a chocolatier?
Chocolatier.
Isn't that what it's called? Look it
No,
up.
I understand he owns a chocolate factory, but that's like saying that Elon Musk is a Can we fill somebody?
What do we call?
here?
Look this up. What do we call someone that makes chocolate?
No, I agree with you.
I think that's a
but
perfect
my
word.
argument. I'm not saying that he doesn't, own
You're
a
just
chocolate
hating on the word
I'm
in
just
general.
saying that
Josh
it
doesn't
seems
like the work
he more
environment.
like
He's not
the
Milton
factory.
Hershey.
he more like employs people who just do it. Like I don't feel like
Oh,
it seems
I
like
see what
he
you're
just
saying.
came in and just bought the operation and a bunch of short people and
my
he
God.
calls it a chocolate
called
factory.
Oompa Loompas, dude.
No, I get what they're called. He's over there like sending shit through the air and turning people
so
into,
you're
into
taking
blueberries.
you're taking issue
child
with
murder.
the premise that,
that
he
he's a chocolatier first.
you
When
just
he's
don't like
actually
that.
a murderer and
You
a
don't
kidnapper.
like
Yes.
that concept.
Yeah, I mean, sure, yeah.
Now, has anybody? If you read the book, it's based on a book.
I heard the book was.
Do we know if
I
in
don't
the
know
book?
how to read.
That's fair. Not everyone knows how to do everything. Now, can we get a confirmation as to whether or not there's origin stories in the book? Like, is this all artistic
I think
freedoms
they've
at this
kind
stage
of
in the game?
like tucked the book under the rug because it was like super racist and like.
Well, so the book,
So if we cut through all the racism,
doubt there's-
like does it?
I
Like,
doubt there's
so-
much in
does
the
it
book.
show his
Yeah.
origin story?
I think the movies are like loosely based on the books.
Well, I'm just wondering if he's a chocolatier in the books because
chocolatier?
Josh
Well,
is
of
like, how
course
the
he
hell is
is.
he become a
He's a
chocolatier?
He is.
Now I'm saying
he owns
chocolatier.
a chocolate. Please, let's straighten this out. He owns a chocolate factory. Who knows if he makes chocolate?
But that's
Right?
the premise
Okay.
of the new
Like
movie.
Milton Hershey, that guy made chocolate.
Yeah, but that's what they're suggesting in the new movie is that Willy Wonka is a chocolatier. Like he has these secret recipes that are
Yeah,
very
he goes
special.
and gets the
Fine.
recipes
And
from the Oompa Loompas.
and I'd love to be proven that he's a chocolatier when I see this new film that will be released December, whatever it is.
All right,
Well-
but we understand that it's not like a documentary, right? Like this is all make believe. So I don't understand how you're challenging.
I get it.
You're
guys.
challenging the reality.
Somebody's got to understand. Somebody's got to understand what I'm trying to
This
say.
guy,
here.
How dare he be a chocolatier? There's no way. Where are his qualifications? I've never seen it.
never seen him get sugar cane.
I've seen the other movies.
Cocoa leaves.
Never seen any qualifications.
I've never seen him pick a
anything.
cocoa bean in my life.
To me, he seems like Elon Musk. He's just walking around with too much money. Like, look at all my shit. Don't touch it though. It'll eat you up. It'll turn you into
Yes,
dust.
but you're
Yeah.
thinking he just got to that place because of
He had to put the work in.
It just seems like
Of
he
wit.
bought the operation. And
okay.
He gave those little people somewhere to live.
That's
so
right.
you're thinking that he's
I mean, to me, it seemed like
he was just a wealthy guy that bought a chocolate factory, and then that's where the allure of Willy
That's
Wonka
right. And
came
he's
from.
just getting government
Okay.
subsidies for hiring people that maybe couldn't do a different job.
All right, so let me tell you something. This
PPP
movie coming out
loans.
in December is going to blow your mind and
Sure.
challenge all of your preconceived notions
Great.
about Willy Wonka.
I'm looking forward to
and
to
that's
seeing
based
it.
exclusively off of the trailer at this point. So
Timothée
just buckle
Chalamet
up, dude.
as
Get ready.
Wonka.
Sure.
Get ready. There was another trailer on there. What was it for?
Was it-
We had one more. Another trailer that came out.
Twisted Metal.
Oh, Twisted Metal.
I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one.
I think it's Paramount.
I think
is
all
that
I
who
needed-
it is?
all I needed to
Paramount
see was the
TV,
first one.
Peacock, somebody like that.
Yeah, did you play Twisted Metal?
Yes.
Yeah, Twisted Metal was
yes,
dope
yes.
when we were kids.
It feels like a really odd thing to make a TV show of. if I'm being
Peacock.
honest.
Very
Peacock,
odd.
There it is.
I mean, every video game they're trying to do some type of like live.
Of
action.
course, yes. Now, especially after The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think Twisted Metal is a safe, fun IP to do. You can get away with being a failure if it doesn't
But
work.
did it ever really have like a narrative? I don't ever remember
Nah.
Twisted Metal
It was
having.
like Need for Speed. Like they never had a narrative. They
So
just made one.
the concept of the Twisted Metal TV show a little bit remains to be seen, but it's
Yeah.
basically all made up.
yeah.
It's not really like coming from anything.
No. They
video
just
game
were like,
related.
we're gonna take these characters and
They just
make
expanded upon it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mortal
All right.
Kombat. The
I've
same.
got some.
yeah.
I've got some doubts given that it's Peacock. But
I
we'll
think it's
see.
gonna be terrible, but whatever.
There it is. There it is. Now, did we skip ahead to get to the trailers?
No.
We were right. In
We
line.
missed talking about how flawless Oppenheimer is, but I feel like we kind of
covered
discussed that
this.
I'm
pretty
not
well.
surprised, man. It's got
The reviews are saying
Christopher
that
Nolan,
it's
bro.
pretty great.
Yep.
Next thing.
Wolverine, first look.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Why don't you talk about it? Why don't you let your
I had to
feelings out?
spend some time with it because
Just sat alone with the photo.
Wolverine. Yeah, well, it really sent the internet and comic book community into a buzz, right? Like
In a
seeing
good
these
way?
in a good way, and I just had to just kind of digest it. I didn't want to like come out because Wolverine is one of my all-time favorite
course.
comic book characters of all time, and
It's
I
kind
just
of
don't.
the X-Men.
Yeah, he is the franchise X-Men. There's never, I mean, when they're telling a lot of the stories, they're told through his guys. You know, the last two cartoons were Wolverine and the X-Men.
I wonder why he was the character that resonated with people so much.
He just was. It just happened. It just happened like that.
Yeah, it's
he
just
wasn't even an
interesting.
original. He was a second iteration roster in the 80s. The originals came out in the 70s. And he was just one of the ones that just kind of just stuck
with everybody, yeah.
and everyone loved it.
So you're doing what when you come across the photo? Paint this picture. for
It just
me.
kind of like,
You're sitting
I
at
don't know.
home, in bed.
I'm doing something.
You're out in the yard. You're drinking heavy.
Nah, I was sober. It was daytime.
Okay,
Because it was yesterday.
and you're scrolling through. You come across the photo,
And I'm like, oh, okay.
your eyes well up.
And I'm looking at it, I'm digesting it because this is the first time I seen him. I see him in the yellow, in the
he
1992.
never got like a full yellow
Yes,
suit.
right.
There was a yellow black
There was a
suit
in the
at
90s
one
when they had
point,
the
right.
they looked like a biker gang, but it had
Yeah.
like the yellow.
But I mean, like in the movies,
He's never gone full yellow.
not
and
full
blue.
yellow, but wasn't there one suit where there
what
was
is it?
some yellow and black?
Days of Future Past, it was like blue with like yellow highlights.
Yes, yeah. Like there was a yellow.
Yeah,
piece
he
at
had a
some point.
little
But
hint
not
of it.
the
Not this
classic, yeah.
This is almost comic book accurate,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very. I think it's very spot on. I think I had to let my nostalgia peak because I have a preference for the Wolverine costume that I wanted, so I had to like.
Which was
remove-
that?
He wears a brown and yellow suit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
my favorite.
that's the
suit,
one.
right?
That's the one.
But I had to remember, like, this is the suit that people fell in love. This is the
Yeah, this is the one that
Yeah.
like sticks out in everybody's mind.
yeah. So I have to see like if he puts the helmet on. If he puts the helmet on, then I am completely in. Like all like
I feel like the helmet's gonna.
I think he's gonna
show up.
Yeah, I think.
All right.
One interesting tidbit about the suit, because I did see some rhetoric online. People were disappointed because it's not sleeveless. It's full.
Yeah.
It's like Deadpool suit, but just
Yeah.
kind of like. And someone tweeted out that the context of why. It's because I forgot that Hugh Jackman is susceptible to skin cancer, and they're filming a lot outside. So he had to have like the full body suit to protect him from the sun.
Okay.
Because you know you had like cancer.
Seems
scare.
a little bit of a stretch, but sure.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I mean, they get some sunscreen
Yeah, get some
or some CGI.
some Aquaphor.
I have a theory that at some point the sleeves come off,
I think at some point they will. And
because I feel like they like doing.
excuse me.
They like doing a little outfit change once in a while in some of those superhero
sell toys,
movies.
yeah, sell
Get everybody
toys.
excited. Maybe at some point he like rips them off, and
I
then
think he
everybody's
will.
like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, and he final fight scene. He's
It's kind of like in Mario Brothers when you get like the raccoon suit.
raccoon suit, yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of thing. You know what I mean? Something like that.
And then I saw another post today because there was, just comic book community. There was some comments about, how are they going to do the claws? Because there was some shots of like them in action, and it looked like he was like fighting with claws, but there were no claws. And they were saying that, it looks like they're going with the CGI claws, and then they showed a shot
Gotcha.
of the X-Men Wolverine Origins movie. And the CGI claws, they just look terrible. They look terrible. They're big, they're clunky, they don't really fit his hands. And then in Logan, they do the practical claws, right? The practical effects where he's holding something in his hands.
Yeah.
And then the claws look like they're protruding from his hands. So then another shot came out today, and it looks like they're doing a combination of both.
Sure.
When he's actively fighting,
Yes.
he's doing practical. And then I guess when he like pops them or doing stuff with them, then they go to the CGI.
Yeah, a
So-
little combo deal.
Yeah, combo.
A little bit of both.
Which
best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. That's what I was gonna say.
God bless.
Yeah. So I'm excited, man. I think seeing Deadpool stand next to Wolverine in live action in comic book accurate suits was very my childhood would be fulfilled if I could go back and talk to 8-9-year-old Courtney. He'd be like,
Tell him to hold on,
"You're
baby.
lying. You lying. Fuck, that never happened."
Tell him to hold on.
Yeah, just hold on, bro. It's worth it. Yo.
Hold on for one more day. What we got next?
Jonah Hill.
Is this isn't the last piece, right?
This is the last piece.
Damn it. I'm gonna need you guys to come up with something else. We'll talk Jonah Hill, but we can't end on such a
Yeah,
sour
yeah.
note.
Jeez.
Okie dokie.
Damn, Jonah's getting canceled, man. They riding him.
Yeah, he's getting. Did you see the stuff that came out today?
Not today. I saw. I didn't really.
I'm trying to find it.
All right, so let's talk about
No,
what.
I'm saying I need you guys to research another piece of news.
Yes,
a
right.
positive piece of news
To bring it back
something
from
that we
Jonah
can
Hill,
end on.
right.
That's
Some happy
funny.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. It was like updates in the Ocean Gate thing or something. I don't know.
That's not happy at all.
It was just a joke, guys. Welcome to comedy. All right. No, but Jonah Hill, multi-part story now. So obviously,
Kind of abuser, but not really.
it seemed like it was like
Just a piece of
there was-
shit?
It seems like there was some. I don't know. I have a couple of thoughts on this. One,
Go.
to kind of set the stage here, his girlfriend and him seemingly got into a dispute, which resulted in her revealing or releasing a series of screenshots
Of text
messages and conversations between the two of them that paint him in a relatively negative light in certain places.
Yes.
I did think that there were some, not to defend Jonah Hill necessarily, but to defend Jonah Hill, I do think there were some aspects of his messages that felt reasonable. And I do think that there were some aspects that felt
Possessive.
odd and possessive for sure. When people post screenshots of messages,
There's
I'm always I don't like it. I think there's a violation of privacy in it that feels disingenuine to me. And then I also am somewhat skeptical of both sides being accurately portrayed, because I do feel as if you're not a unbiased participant in that situation.
Yes.
So you're definitely going to have motives, right?
Yes.
Which could cause you to paint somebody else in a negative light intentionally, right? And you in the opposite. So,
Correct.
Not to dog her by any means. I would, it's hard. I feel like in order to like really rule somebody out, I'd like to understand the full situation, get all the context, have
Yes.
all the messages. But I don't really think it's even my place to have all the messages to begin with. So I'm not sure I love the move. But that was kind of day one.
Yes.
That all like transpired, I think like yesterday or the day before. She dumped like 18 or 20 posts on Instagram.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And again,
I don't know
there
who's
were
worse,
things in there
Her
that
or Mariah Mills.
I wouldn't have said personally.
Mm-hmm.
I would not have said to my wife, would not have gone over well. So
it's really tough. And, I'm just going to speak from observation. The things that he shared and they were conversing about absolutely seems obscure and possessive, right? And sometimes we got to say the tough truths. But she also went along with it. Like
you're saying that she has dated him for so long.
Then she went along and just dated him for so long. And is he an abuser? Is he a manipulator?
That can be a tricky debate, though.
Right.
That can be a tricky position.
Exactly.
To take.
But then in the messages, he's clearly like, these are my terms. If you want to be with me, this is not what I'm going to allow.
Yeah.
Which is, I think these things are unreasonable. I would never tell my wife to do these things.
Yes.
But she also was kind of like, all right, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not saying anyone's right and I'm not saying anyone's wrong. And I'm just saying what it looks like.
It's a little gray.
It's a little gray. It's a little gray. And for her to, okay, I'm not going to do it. And then come out later and say, yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, all right, this is why I don't like getting in between couples beefs, because you don't know who's
it's a
telling.
It's a dicey position to put yourself in.
Ultimately, it makes him look like a scumbag, but then like you were going along with it. So was he that much of a scumbag? No defense here.
Yeah.
Just speaking from observation.
It's an interesting situation.
And then you release the messages, which further deepens it to make him look more like a scumbag.
So then today, so that's basically the original,
yes,
like the part one of part two.
Part one.
So part two.
So I haven't heard part two. I could be completely wrong. He is a complete scumbag.
She apparently today is insinuating that she was more or less like, I don't know if she used the word like groomed per se.
How old is she?
When the two of them met, it was at a party at Justin Long's house. And she was
the story just gets better and
so
better.
she claims she was 16.
How old is this girl?
He like kind of forced himself into her life a little bit.
Why was a 16?
He was 20. He was 24 at the time. So this brings up a couple of different things.
Oh, he Marcus Houston'd her.
There was there was a party at Justin Long's house. There were many women at this house, apparently, according to her report, that were not of age, and there was weird stuff going on. But
clearly, it's Hollywood.
Apparently, Jonah Hill was somewhat forceful with her at a young age. Now, again, to your point, like
Jonah.
I don't know.
See, I was trying to come to your defense a little bit, just a little bit.
So it's not right.
Now I can't.
For sure.
I can't at all, bro. You're weird. You're weird.
It's tough. I don't know.
You're a weirdo, man.
I mean, if that's true, then not the best.
If it's true, you're a weirdo.
Not the best, bro.
Yeah,
not the best. She provides some other examples of some other people that were also involved in some odd things in her stories and in her report, I guess, that came out today. But it's not looking great for the boy right now. He's looking to be like he's in a little bit of a tight spot. Josh, you look.
I'm just looking at the facts here and putting things together. She's 27, right? Or she will be 20 if she's had a birthday this year. She's 27.
And Jonah's
now.
what? 34?
39.
So they've been together, but they've been together for a minute.
Apparently,
a minute?
yes.
She's a child. There's no minutes there.
But they met when she was 16 and she's 27 now?
Allegedly.
So that's 10 years.
Nah, bro.
They've been together for 10 years.
Yeah.
It seems to me,
This is
if
whack.
you've been with somebody for 10 years, it seems a little odd that you would just begin to light things on fire in through social media. It feels odd.
I was trying to give him a benefit of the doubt. I cannot.
The age thing is what
yeah.
threw you, and that's what I think that is what threw a lot of people, especially today. Anybody that was hanging on yesterday like I was kind of like, well, maybe we didn't get the full story. And then today, if that's all true, then it's not. That's pretty bad. But anyway, that's the Jonah Hill story.
And if
The
I
Jonah
was
Hill
Justin
saga,
Long,
baby.
I'm like, all I was trying to do was get people to buy Mac over PC.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? He got like pulled into this, and what is he doing right now?
He's
at?
cashing them Apple checks, man.
Yeah, but is he like, is he quaking in his boots? I mean, what's he doing? I mean, he's hosting these weird Hollywood parties.
Ultimately,
apparently.
you can't blame someone. All right, we've all
But if
hosted
you're
parties.
if you're facilitating, I've never hosted
I'm not
a
saying
party.
he facilitated.
Never hosted a party where there were 24-year-old people going
Preying
after
on 16-year-old. No, I don't.
That's a
no.
gap, bro. That's a gap.
Yeah, there's no way to even defend that. Like,
that's a gap.
why are these children in here? That like if they're not like related to family here watching my kids while we're partying or something like that.
Chances are like they couldn't drive there.
At this time,
chances are you had to bring them in, dude. Chances are you had to bring them in.
2012, 13?
That's 2013, yeah.
They probably couldn't even get their own Uber.
Josh,
Yeah,
what's
you
up,
couldn't.
dude?
I'm looking at this.
Having a hard time tracking
Yeah,
this
so
situation.
Jonah Hill and this lady
Yeah.
made their red carpet debut at the Don't Look Up premiere in December 2021.
Yeah.
So they've known each other for 8 years prior to that, and we didn't know anything about her.
Maybe.
Well, Jonah Hill's not like the most what?
Maybe. I don't know. He's not maybe the most public person or the most like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
He always talks about his bouts with
seems like he would
anxiety
be a
and
little
all
bit of
that.
a, not like
And
a,
Sure, and I don't know.
a little bit more reclusive
This
than
is
the
like a
normal
dicey
Hollywood
conversation. I love that
don't-
you brought us into this.
I don't
love
like
this.
any of it because
We're about to bow out. Don't worry.
I love this. I mean, all right. Here's
You
the.
see a lot of sweaty brows in this. We're about to bow
I'm really
out. Don't worry.
I'm like dancing around what I'm gonna say here. Like, I don't know.
say it.
If I. Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
If any of this is true, it makes Jonah Hill look like an absolute creep and predator.
Yes.
I will agree with what you said earlier, where like the releasing of text messages is very much an invasion of privacy or trust.
Yes,
Trust.
yes.
And also can be very one-sided because one person or the other obviously has a stake in what the rhetoric that they put out.
Yes.
Correct.
That's my
That's what
take
you're
on this
saying.
It's also a little tricky too in the way that she went about it, where she released like a huge string of screenshots and seemingly various messages from over a course of a long time. And so you kind of wind up, if you're the other person in this situation, you wind up kind of on the defense of something
Whatever's going to come.
something
with
that was like
yeah.
really well planned out or thoughtfully planned out. So like, because you could roll out, like if you're like strategizing and like building a case in secret for a while, like you build out this giant story, I'm going to release 20 screenshots. It's like this big thing all of a sudden.
Well, what was her motive?
And it's like, how do you even respond? Because like, are you responding to each single thing? Like,
That's the other question.
Yeah.
Did they break up? Was it
What
a bad breakup?
prompted this? I don't
Yeah.
know.
in either case, the story is still unfolding. We don't know either. So did we get a bit of happy news to wrap the episode?
We kind of did. Isaiah airdropped me while we were.
I love mystery news. Let's go.
Yeah, Timothée Chalamet in Dune.
Chalamet.
Right? In Willy Wonka. Apparently, he was cast because of his high school rap videos on YouTube. And so I was trying to find these high school rap videos.
Yeah.
And I've found several videos of him
Rapping.
like not rapping, but in school plays and whatever it is on
Wait,
YouTube.
is
Yeah.
this movie a musical?
Yes.
It is a musical, and that's the
Oh,
other.
yeah.
That's the other fun bit here.
Yeah.
I found the rap video.
Oh, please.
I found it.
Turn your mic to the speaker.
Found it.
And apparently it's so good that he didn't even have to audition.
At high school?
I don't think Timothée Chalamet is auditioning for much.
Nah, he's represented by probably like
I mean, he's
CAA.
He's
like
well known at this
his agent
stage.
is a
I
big
mean,
dog right now.
he's a good actor. He can do whatever, I think, for the
He did
most part.
Dune. He's in Dune. Okay. Is he rapping?
This is it.
Who posted this? Who owns this?
This is from 2012.
It's a very 2012 song.
I am a boss. You really like my shirt. Should I take it off?
Oh, wow.
Can I get context? Is this like a high school thing? High school musical?
Talent show?
Talent show?
Idea.
Now,
Gotta
what?
be.
I can't
No.
see it from where I'm sitting.
It's okay. It's Rising Stars 2012.
But is he on a
I'm-
stage?
He is on a stage with a bunch of backup dancers. They're all wearing pink shirts and pink pants.
So it seems like it, but does it seem
Perform
like
it.
a school event?
It
Or does it
does
seem-
not seem like a school
A
event,
little bit higher class than that.
but no, it seems like
It's like a mall.
what are
thing?
those? What are those?
I missed
Just
stuff
like
like
a
that.
mall show?
Mall
No,
shows.
stick with me. Just let me hold on. I'm gonna stop talking
A
for a
mall
second.
performance.
You do that.
I'm gonna gather my thoughts.
Be aware of what your face looks like.
It's very much like those TLC shows where they have, children performing, and obviously it's more
Pageantry.
about the pageant. Thank you so much.
Pageantry.
It kind of seems like one of those where
Those things are
they
creepy.
rent the convention center at Ocean City for the
Yeah.
weekend, and they get a bunch of
But this is
teenagers
this is
together to
man
perform.
pageantry.
Was Jonah Hill there?
Well, no, this is 2012.
I have a great question.
So
Are there man pageants?
They're called
Boy pageants.
bodybuilders.
Boy pageants?
Yeah, bodybuilders.
No, because like there's like girls pageants, right? And they're like young. They're like kids.
Oh, you talking like Mr.
Or they're like
so and so?
Yeah, they're like boy pageants.
I don't like that word.
I
boy
don't like
pageant.
the word at all.
you saying boy pageants makes me think of I think you should leave.
Well, I can't call it. A man pageant is not probably right. I mean,
Man pageants are bodybuilders,
can
man.
you look this up?
Male
Am I
pageants
searching
maybe might be
male?
better.
Man
Just
pageants.
search.
Man
Are there
pageants.
pageants for boys?
Well, searching man pageant gets me. They do have country.
Oh,
they do have
shit.
sashes with their country on them. So
Mr. So and
Okay.
so.
Yeah, Josh.
I don't know. I'm asking the question. I'm not sure.
You know your algorithm is cooked for like the next
I
2
should've
weeks.
gone to
already.
private
I
browsing.
didn't see it.
DuckDuckGo
I've only
FTW.
ever heard about like pageantry from like the context
the-
of
from
like
the-
a woman or a girl being in a pageant, but I just don't know. Are there like pageants for guys?
The 2022 man pageant video is now out.
Man pageants.
It's now out.
But is that what it's called?
This
Man
is-
pageants?
Okay, here's what's even weirder. This is on Facebook, and it was posted by the Schuylkill Valley School District.
So this is
The 2022 man pageant.
some credit.
That's what it's called, man
Well,
pageant.
now I'm thinking that maybe there's a person named Man, and it's
Or an
potentially.
organization called Man or something like
I
that.
wish I could.
Is there
see
like a
this
Mr.
video.
Universe or like a Mr. USA?
We are switching to private browsing.
There you go.
Well, Mr. Universe. No, because that's Mr. Olympia.
I feel like all the man pageants.
Or just bodybuilders.
Man of the World
Man of the
2022.
world. There you go.
It might not exist. I don't know. I was just curious.
Man of the. There's a Wikipedia. It's the 2022 edition was the 4th edition of the Man of the World pageant,
Yeah.
held in the Philippines.
in the Philippines. Whoa, what a place.
Interesting. Interesting.
Interesting place.
All right.
Mangoes and
Wow,
mosquitoes,
guys,
baby.
we've learned a lot.
This
Very
has been
much so.
This has been an exciting episode.
This is
61.
great.
Very much a learning
Way
experience.
to go, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up there.
Wow.
So big summer.
And,
summer what?
Until
Summer
next.
stop.
Until next week.
it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Go.
Close us out.
Oh, bringing it back. What's wrong with that kid? Does he think that he's black? Chop!
All right, Timothy.
That's
The
Timmy Tim.
episode now.
Timothée Chalamet.